Yes, my name is Dave Wonders. I'm with RideSmart. I'm interviewing Allan Campbell with Whoopee Cycles. Allan will be doing the Advanced Rider course this Monday, March 17th at Texas World Speedway. Allan, who would you recommend sign up for that class? Would you recommend any of the, let's say, CMRA racers to sign up for the class? And if so, how could you help them? That'll be the first race of the year for CMRA at Texas World Speedway. What specific things do you think that you will train them, coach them, to make them safer in what they're doing, but also maybe lower some lap times? What would you be going over in that class?
Well, Texas World Speedway is really a lot different than all our other tracks here in Texas. It's the most flowing track. So there's a few different aspects to a flowing track like that. And Texas World in particular, it's a very high-speed track. And so there are certain little tricks to that track on how to really drop your lap times out there.
So for example, what would that be?
Well, a lot of guys aren't fully taking advantage of the fact that that track is flowing. So on a flowing track, you really need to take advantage of speed and really keep your speed up. And so of course, you've got those two really long straights there. And that's a big part of it, is to how to get all the speed and lap time out of those long straights.
Okay, give me an example. For example, the back straight. What would be one thing that you would do? That would be coming out of turn 6. So what would be something that you would teach there to help them get a good drive or getting?
Well, really, turn 6 is really a pretty straightforward corner, but a lot of people aren't lengthening that straight like they should out of turn 6. So that's why what you want to do in turn 6 is between 5 and 6 is go all the way to pretty much to the outside of the track. Get the bike turned, basically we call it squaring off the corner. So that's actually one of the few corners in Texas where you really want to square that off, get the bike back to wide open throttle before you even hit the apex of 6.
And so will you be teaching that
Yes.
that Monday? Okay, is there any tricks going into turn 7? Because turn 7 is a kind of a pretty steeply banked turn going uphill. So is there any tricks you teach there?
Turn 7, the gravity bowl, a lot of people don't realize that the gravity bowl really doesn't start from the apex of the corner. It starts maybe 3 to 5 feet out from the corner is where it starts banking up. So that's a good place to pass people, is right on the outside of that apex of that turn. You can be up on the banking there, pass them right around the outside. Somebody that's going down to get their knee on the curb, that really doesn't help you going all the way down there. And so that's a great place to carry a lot of speed through that corner and use that banking.
I see. You'll teach this in the class too?
Yes.
Okay, where else could they use, let's say, banking or that kind of a strategy to pass on that track?
Yeah, Texas World, there's a couple other areas where you have to give up a turn in order to go fast through the next turn.
For example?
So the last few turns at Texas World are really important because that leads out onto the front straight.
Okay.
So you have to get all those 3 turns down. But the key corner you need to give up is the second to the last turn. I guess that would be turn 14, I think. You need to finish that corner to get set up for the final turn, because we don't want to give anything up in the final turn leading out onto the straight. So taking the right line through turn 14 is key, but in order to get 14 right, you have to get 13 right. In order to get 15 right, you have to get turn 14 right. But there is a strategy to going through there that can drop your lap time, 1 or 2 seconds right there, just in that section, because you carry that speed through the whole length of the front straightaway, which is very long.
Totally agree. Going into turn 1, are there anything specific that you feel can lower lap times there? Going into, you know, that's kind of what 1 and 2 is kind of like a decreasing radius turn to me.
Yeah.
And you put them together. So is there any, a lot of people, they're coming in there so fast, and there is the change in the surfaces?
There's actually a couple different strategies on the front straight leading into 1. If you really think about it, from the left side of the track all the way up to the wall, that's got to be 40 feet.
Right.
So if you think about it, you come out of the final turn and you go all the way up to the wall, and then you come all the way back down. That's 40 feet up and 40 feet back. That's 80 feet. So if you go up to the top of that wall, and as opposed to somebody staying at the bottom, if you're going the same speed, when you guys get to the end of the straightaway and the guy at the top of the wall comes back down, he's going to be 80 feet behind you. If you don't have to go all the way up there, you're just lengthening the track.
Gotcha. One final thing, I know there's many other things we could talk about, but just briefly, do you, of course you do a video, you're bike camming all the students, and then you're critiquing their footage in class, and also they get a DVD of all their footage. And we'll try to get that to them before the race. But of course you'll be critiquing that. Now, do you do this alone, or do you have somebody else videoing and helping you get more bike cam footage?
Yeah, I always have another racer helping me with the video footage, and also a little bit with lead follow to get the students on the faster flowing line, which is also happens to be the safer line. Mm-hmm. And there's a little bit different strategy for what size bike you're on. You know, if you're on an SB, where you need to carry more speed as opposed to a leader bike, where it's more point and shoot, where you want to get the bike back to wide open throttle sooner. World also has, since the track has been there so long and the pavement is so old, there's parts of that track that can be slippery in certain conditions, where certain corners out there where people are crashing.
Like turn 4. A lot.
4, there's a lot of sealer coming out of turn 4. And turn 9, where the pavement is coming apart, that corner also is a little bit off camber.
Yep.
Then there's turn 3, where the right side of the tires are cool. You haven't been on them in a very long time. There's turn 11, where the pavement is polished, so a lot of people high side there.
Yep.
And that's what you find as you get faster, is that you can't go 100% everywhere. Yeah, that includes the bike cam footage. Also, I'm going to be going over the footage a little bit in the classroom.
Okay.
And then I will also have an evaluation that I send all the students.
Yes. Yep.
So they can see where they're strong, where they don't really need to work on that section very much, you know, when they're out there training.
Kind of a report card on all their skills.
Kind of a little bit, but it gives them something that, you know, that when they go back there again to that track, that they need to focus on.
Yeah.
You know, and typically where you're weak on one track, you're usually weak on those same types of corners on other tracks also.
Allan, thanks so much for your time, and I hope it's a wonderful, good blue sky and sunshine on March 17th, and it's a great event, and look forward to having a full class. So, thank you so much, Allan.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.